Hi everyone, welcome back to the home bar. Today we're going to do a variation of the traditional Negroni cocktail. Your classic Negroni is made up of equal parts of gin, sweet vermouth, and Campari. But because a lot of people find the Italian bitter liqueur Campari just not quite to their liking, we've designed a more accessible version. This one's not going to amp down on the Campari. Instead, we're going to fold in our friend Aperol and our other friend Cynar. And instead of doing equal portions across the board, we will do equal portions of gin and vermouth, and then half portions of each of the three Italian liqueurs. What do you say we get to building? We'll start off with our favorite gin, or at least one of our favorite gins. Plymouth gin, or most any kind of dry gin, whatever you prefer, is going to work out very well for this. We're just going to do one simple part of the gin. We don't have to be too precise in our measurements here, so I'm just using a jigger to get everything measured out. As long as you keep the proportions the same, you'll be fine regardless of the volume that you start with. We'll then throw in a little bit of sweet vermouth. Don't cheap out on the sweet vermouth now. Be sure that you get the good stuff because you're going to be putting it in your mouth, so it might as well be coming from a good place. Then we got our Campari, but instead of doing an equal part of the Campari like we normally do, we're going to flip over the jigger and just do a half part of the Campari. But then we're going to throw in a half part of some Aperol. Oh, this smells so good. Oh, this smells like springtime and a field of flowers. And then our Cynar. Cynar, if you're not familiar with it, is an artichoke-based liqueur, which sounds exceptionally gross, but tastes really amazing. Has a nice deep flavor without being too bitter, and as you can see, it's going to add a nice little coffee color into the drink. We then take some ice. We take the ice that falls down and chuck it, and then the ice that remains, we give it a stir. Now, normally on our cocktails, we like to give this a good little 30-second stir, get some nice fog going up along the side, get it super ice cold. But one of the mistakes a lot of people make with Negronis is that they over-dilute them, and you don't want that. So, we're not going to stir for the usual amount of time, for just maybe about half that amount of time. And then we take our glass that's been sitting in the freezer since about last Tuesday, so it's nice and chilled, and we pour like so. Then we whip out an orange, because we're going to have to get this zested here. I'll just take one little peel of the orange. And notice I'm going to spray it over the top of the drink so we get some of the oils from the orange on inside here. Going to rub it around the rim so that you can't help but get a little taste. Now you can dip it into the drink if you want to, or you can just toss it. Doesn't really matter. Either way, you got yourself what we call the Negroni. Cheers.